Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to give you an update on our progress that we did over this last weekend and take you along for a little bit of our final assembly for the side skirts on the Underbay. So we made a lot of progress. It's nice to see stuff back on the bus. I'll show it to you quick here. So 2 days ago my friend came over and we finished welding up the doors, getting the doors prepped for this side of the Underbay. Did that, and then I got it hung on the bus yesterday. Today I have to cut my arches out, or my clearance out for the tires, because they have, this is the factory, be kind of like a fender flare that crimps onto the outside of the bus. We'll just put those back on, but I had to basically get the skirt mounted in its final spot before I could cut that piece off. And this is going to be let me back up. This has to be done very carefully, because you do not want to weld or plasma cut, in my case, right next to a inflated tire without proper safety considerations. Tires are prone to explode if they have a big piece of welding slag or hot metal land on them. Truck tires are inflated to like 120 psi normally, so it's basically like a small bomb right beside you. So I have a fiberglass fire blanket that wraps across the tire anywhere where slag is prone to land, and then I just have a piece of cardboard on the floor to reflect or deflect anything that bounces back towards the tire. Plasma cutting isn't as dangerous, I don't think, because it blows all of the melted metal into smaller pieces, not big chunks. But welding, if you were to weld, say like above the wheel well here, that's very dangerous. So something to keep in mind when you're working on your bus. But last night I got this rub rail put back on. That officially seals off the side skirt and mounts it. I also welded the whole top on the inside up to the floor struts. So I still have to put the floor in, and that will get my alignment, or right now my walls kind of bend a little bit inward at the bottom. So once I get the floor in, I'll be able to pry them out and get everything nice and plumb across the length of the bus. So here I will have to tack on a small triangle of my metal, and like I said, I have to do that extremely carefully, but it is not above the tire, it's beside it, so I should be able to protect these and do that safely. But yeah, this is the only one that we were a little short on, but that actually made it easier to mount, because the duals on buses, or at least international buses like this, they stick out past the side of the bus by probably a good 2.5 inches. So on the other side I had to take the angle grinder and roughly chop out my outline so I can get it mounted. So I'll take you around to that side now. We have a whole bunch of insulation for walls and floors, so we're going to get working on that soon. So this is what I was talking about. I had to notch this out so I can get it mounted up underneath the bus. And I still have to put my rub rails back on this side. Got it underneath the door and all that too. But yeah, you just have to get this pushed tight, and then the 1/4 inch pop rivets work really well. So very happy with that gun and all that. So, but yeah, I have this mounted on, welded, and I have to put all my rivets back in the door so I can pull that in tight, get that rivet back on. My wife has been busy on the inside. We put our insulation on the floor, and this is, I'll do a better video on this, but this is Insafast. It is an insulation product that my family sells, and it has plastic studs that go all the way through the panel that are molded in, and you can what we do is we glue this down with construction adhesive to the floor. Then you can just screw whatever you want into these studs. It has excellent pull-out force, and normally you end up what you glue to normally is like cement block or cement walls for basements and stuff. Normally that fails before the screws pull out. But we have some of the floor in too, so she wanted to get some done, so we left out the bathroom area in the back of the bus because I have some welding and stuff to do there. But it's nice to see progress, but it's unfortunate because I can no longer stand up on the bus for right now until we raise the roof, because this is 2 inches of insulation, you see, like that, and then 1/2 inch of plywood on top. But what's really nice about this Insufast is that it has wiring chases that run hard. I can't get it to focus, but you can look all the way through, and that's a wiring chase that you can utilize when you're wiring up your bus. And these small ridges here, so here's your wiring chase. These small ridges here are a drainage plane, so it allows things to breathe. And if you spill a whole bunch of water, you have water issues, you'll actually be able to dry out the bottom of your bus a lot easier than if you didn't have those, because it allows air to go through and allows things to dry out a little better. We leave just a little gap on the walls. Yeah, just lets things breathe just a little bit, which is important. We also, it's incredibly dark in here and I apologize for that. We did a red oxide primer on the whole interior of the bus. We just hit it with one thick heavy coat, and that just sealed up any rust spots that we had. We ground down basically any spot that had a screw in it or any rust. So she just used that primer and sprayed where we were done working. One interesting thing is that it's tough to see up here. We didn't really clean the walls that great, but that's a glue that they use, or a sealer that they use on the walls, and the primer does not stick well to that. So just an odd little quirk that we had. But yeah, it looks a lot nicer with the rub rail on like the other side. So my goals today are to get these arches cut out for the wheel wells, and then I can raise the bus up and work on the side skirt, get this one riveted on. It doesn't take very long. It takes about 3 times longer to get them off without damaging them than to put them back on. So get those on, and then I'll finish up. I have some of my walls are done where I have the tin riveted on, and some walls are still bare insulation. So I'll get those covered up and maybe start working on the underbay floor. So this video is running a little long. I might add some of that into this video, but I might just make it another one. So thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.